making mistakes has been the single most significant contributing factor for my success as well. So we are going to dive a little deeper into this mindset challenge because so many of you out there tell me you are just downright scared. And it's time to get over it, okay?
CPTV, you an entrepreneur, I got what you need.
Hey there, my loves. Welcome back to CPTV. I'm CP, and you are in the place for aspiring and growing entrepreneurs who want to turn their passions into businesses and their businesses into freedom. If that sounds good to you, then go ahead and subscribe because every single Tuesday, I am giving you the training and the step-by-step business processes and strategies and tips that you can implement immediately into your business to get it set up, help it grow, and ultimately find freedom. So if that sounds good to you, then you are going to go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell so you don't miss any of the episodes. And of course, if you like it, then help me out. Show me, smash that like button, and tell me what you think in the comments below. Ask your questions, tell me what you want, tell me what you need. I love to hear from you. So last week in episode 2, we talked about the power of having an entrepreneurial mindset. And a big part of that is the fear that takes over our minds and our bodies when we embark upon entrepreneurship. And believe me, I get it. As a matter of fact, just last week, one of my students called me and asked me, do I ever get scared or have doubts about my abilities to grow a successful business? And Lord, oh Lord, the heavens opened up because I very quickly responded, of course, mostly because the idea of making mistakes and up is scary. But let me tell you this, making mistakes has been the single most significant contributing factor for my success as well. So we are going to dive a little deeper into this mindset challenge because so many of you out there tell me you are just downright scared. And it's time to get over it, okay? So let's get to work. Now, a growth mindset, which is what we all need as entrepreneurs, right? Well, having that growth mindset demands that you adopt a new attitude toward making mistakes. All right? It is not dire. You have to welcome failure because it's a key part of the learning process. As a matter of fact, you learn more from messing up than from doing things perfectly the first single time, right?
Can I get an amen? Yes!
Obviously, making mistakes can have its benefits, but saying welcome to failure is not second nature for most of us out there, at least our type A type folks. There are 5 ideas on how to overcome your fear of mistakes so that you can ultimately grow, take action, and tell them fears, boy, bye.
Tell them boy, bye. Tell them boy, bye. Boy, bye.
Number 1, who says you shouldn't make mistakes? Really, who does? Who told you that? This is a point I always have to remember because even though I'm a strong alpha female, what used to really keep me from getting over this fear of making mistakes is the ridiculous perceived pressure from the outside. Maybe you don't think it's such a big deal, but I used to worry all the time about what others would think, if they would judge me, if they would be critical of my mistakes and of what I perceive to be failures. I grew up with a lot of criticism being thrown at me from family, teachers, friends, a lot of people. And I realized that I needed to unpack and recognize those feelings of pressure from the outside. And that very pressure from the outside is what might be preventing you from taking risks, at least the risks that are involved in entrepreneurship. If so, it might help to realize that no one is judging you. In fact, those around you will more likely be impressed to see you taking those risks, even if you don't succeed. And if they don't, They are haters and trolls. And haters and trolls are irrelevant to your success. They are looking for attention and validation. Don't give it to them by letting your fear stop you. Shake them haters off, okay?
Shake, 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 shake it off. Shake, 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 shake it off.
And those feelings of being judged by the outside. You are the only person who matters. And your belief that mistakes don't equal failure is all that matters. Now, number 2, what's the worst that can happen? Well, when I am truly scared to move forward out of fear of making mistakes, I have to say to myself over and over, what is the worst that can happen? When I was back in the day in the field selling and cold calling and knocking on doors, I used to plow through hundreds of cold calls because the worst thing that could happen was I would get a no. And would a no be worse off than I was before I made the call? But I also had a 50-50 shot at getting a yes. So I would make the call. Many people find it helpful to think about the worst that can happen if they try something and fail. This helps to dispel the fear because you realize the worst case scenario is not really that bad after all. Will you wreck your business? How much money will you ultimately lose? Well, will there be permanent damage that can't be undone? Of course not. Once you consider the worst that could happen, you visualize the best that could happen, the good that could come from it. Often, by comparing the worst and the best, you will see that the potential reward far outweighs the risks. And the fact is, you are guaranteed to fail if you never try. And that is a fact. Now, number 3, shut down your inner critic. Your inner critic is the voice inside your head that shoots you down before you even get started. When setting goals and growing a business, we all want to be realistic. I get it. But the inner critic goes beyond, far beyond realism. This chick can get downright mean and consistently prevent you from taking action. When you're about to take a risk or try something new, this inner voice stops you by focusing on all the mistakes that could possibly happen, your worst case scenarios, and the failures that you anticipate, giving you anticipatory anxiety. I oftentimes refer to it as that. People think I made it up. Maybe I did. But in any case, you can dispel your inner critic by identifying it and calling it out. Learn to recognize when you're not being realistic, but self-defeating. Once you recognize what you are doing to yourself and know that this is happening and that you're actually creating this mindset, you can remember that succeed or fail, you'll learn something valuable and ignore it. And just tell it to shut up, okay?
Hey, you shut your face! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Number 4, welcome your mistakes. I need you to realize something. You are definitely going to make mistakes. It's inevitable. And you need to welcome them. This is an essential part of growing as a human being, as an adult. You will learn from these mistakes, trust me. People who seem to be brave and look like they have it all together don't have any more courage than the rest of us. They don't have it all together all the time either. They are afraid, but they take action anyway. And you can too, by making this a habit. Realize that making mistakes isn't scary. It's not taking action and learning from those mistakes that should be your real fear, right? Because if you don't do it, it'll never happen for you. And number 5, reframe with positive language. Listen to me. Words have power. Do you hear what I am saying to you? Words have power, boo. So obviously, the language that you use to yourself is very important in forming how you think about what you do. In fact, the Mayo Clinic came out with this massive report that said that there are real health benefits to positive self-talk and thinking. Health benefits like an increased lifespan, lower rates of depression, lower levels of distress, greater resistance to the common cold, better physiological and psychological well-being, better cardiovascular health, and reduced risk of death from cardiovascular disease. And you'll also have better coping skills. So what am I saying? I'm saying it's natural for some negative thoughts to enter our mind space, but we have to stop ourselves from using that negative, deflating, debilitating language. We have to learn to frame things into using positive phrases, and it will change your attitude as well. After all, watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. And watch your actions because they become your destiny. So let me ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to kick this fear in the ass and harness the power of that growth mindset that we've been talking about? If so, put "I am ready CP" in the comments below, because fear is bullshit, okay? Fear does not serve you. Not today, Satan, all right? Today, I gave you the 5 ways to help you get over your fear of making mistakes. And don't forget, this is just step 1. We have so much more to discuss when it comes to setting up a successful business in 2021. So check out all the detailed videos in this series. I'm going to go ahead and link to it right now. And if you like this, then smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell so you will be notified when I give you step 2 next week. So until next time, my loves, stay safe. Bye-bye.